Hey, what's going on, everybody? Nomis J in the building, man. Coming at y'all with a Pistons video. But first, I want to say, man, thank y'all to everybody on the last week, especially on the last video I put out earlier for the well wishes, man. It's really appreciated. My health has been very bit iffy over the last couple months in general. So I appreciate y'all for kicking it with a brother, man. Putting me out there, man. I really respect that. And thank y'all, man, so much for sticking with me. Let's get on to the video. Talk about the Pistons real quick. Again, man, a couple things happened this week. As y'all know, we added Michael Beasley. Cool guy for one, man. Michael Beasley is, man. He used to have a little issue, I believe, with marijuana back in the day. But man, people were giving that a hard time about that move, man. Look here. It's a depth move. It's nothing to be crying about, this and that and the third. It's not hurting anybody. It's just testing out somebody, using him as a threshold player. Maybe he missed the roster, maybe he don't. We'll say this. For those who don't like the move, the last time we seen Michael Beasley play the Pistons, he was with the Knicks, I think, a couple years ago, putting on his best Rasheed Wallace impression. That's all I'm going to say. The dude was going off. Slam dunking on everybody, okay? So, I mean, guy can play, man. Just calm down. Definitely, man. So, then the next thing, what came out just earlier today, thanks, I found out on Twitter, and thanks to Detroit Drew, man. The link to his channel will be in the description. Watch the video he put out earlier. Blake Griffin, man, announcing what type of injury he had at the end of the year last year, and it was a torn meniscus, man. I knew he had an injured knee, but we didn't really completely know the severity of it. We just knew it had to be something bad because he wore a cast around it, and he still was running around, jumping and putting up 20 points per game. Look, we all criticize players. People criticize Drummond, Reggie. I criticize both of those players, and I also criticize Blake Griffin about his defense. But does not mean, in that contract, but does not mean that I hate this man whatsoever. Man is a leader. Man has been playing here with nothing but class, and has been put through a lot to help carry this team. And the coaching staff, to me, didn't do him any good. That's two of our players that have not been treated right by Detroit sports. Matthew Stafford playing with broken bones is bad, but that could be more his fault too. And Blake Griffin playing with a messed up knee, man. Gotta take care of our guys, man. This is a marquee guy. That's why I like moves like they made earlier this week, and the Markieff Morrises, and even trade for Tony Snell, because what it does now that we can get to the roster, what it does is we're still somewhat a similar team to last year as far as how we're going to probably run a lot of rotations. We probably won't have a settled starting package that we're going to run with until a certain point in time of the season when we feel that's most consistent. So we can still come in rotating heavy like we were last year, not having an official list of who we're going to name as the starters. But the key difference is we'll actually have players that can play each position versus last year. We were very thin in a lot of areas, not just small forward. Really didn't have a backup center as far as I'm concerned, and even more than that, you really didn't even have a backup power forward until Don Maker got here, because John Lure was playing at center at times, and then Zaza would play at center at times. That was a nightmare. So we actually starting to get a couple players to come in here now. And even if you go to Tim Frazier, who a lot of people don't like, I mean, come on, man. Again, do I have to remind you from 20s always? We had Bino Udrifts, Jameer Nelsons, the Dwight Bices, and Jose Calzone. Calzone. And now you get Tim Frazier, man. Some of these players are thresholds. Some of y'all making too much fuss for no reason, man. Look here, I'm patient. I'm not about to sit here and stress what I think the roster should look like. I'm not calling for jobs, man. Hey, I think it is time for Luke Kennard to start, and he has to show that he has to be aggressive throughout this season, man, more than he was last year. The kid is loaded with talent. Whoever we start at small forward, most of the time, hopefully they can kick it, whether it be Markieff, whether it be Tony. If Demboya happens to be ready, then cool, because I wouldn't mind starting this guy. But I'm setting my mind to it that he may not start or get any minutes in general till sometime, maybe at least December, going on January, man. And even then, it may only be a few. This is meant to be a development year for him to get him used to the atmosphere over here, man. So I can definitely see that happening. like I said, the Pistons have like a farming system, man, for these young players. If you notice with Dwayne Casey, especially as Stefanski said, they want to win now, but they also want to build for the future. They've been saying that. They have not said one without the other. And when they mean by win now, they know they can't win the finals. They know they're not really going to go to the Eastern Conference. But what they are saying, they need to win some playoff games and some series, though, to move on and play as competitive as possible. That's what they mean by win now. And building for the future means before Blake Griffin fully leaves here, when those young guys, it was time to get these young guys to play, then you can start putting it all together. You know, with the C. Mikhailus, the Senko Domboyas, and Kyrie Thomases and Bruce Browns, who, by the way, said he needs to improve on his shooting and taking more jump shots and finishing at the rim, which is true for him. So we got a lot of young guys who needs to get developed. Like I said, even if we gonna be rotation heavy like we were last year, at least we have a better group of talent to switch around with, man. And because we gotta keep our marquee guys healthy, specifically Blake. Guys like Blake, Reggie and Dre and D Rose, man, we gotta keep these guys healthy. We expecting these guys to really help take us over the top, whether you like them or hate them. And you know what I'm saying, so that's all I'm gonna leave it, man. I'm not really stressing nothing right now with this team. I'm letting things progress and taking last year the way I can take it. Hey, Reggie played 86 games last year. That's astonishing. I'm good with that. If he can do that, I'm quite sure he can do it again. Keep Blake healthy. Everybody's been working out. Markeith's been getting in, man, looking healthy. And as you know, he was injured last year, so as far as I'm concerned, we got a steal with him. We just go see what happens, man. We go wait, be patient. That's all I got for y'all, though, man. I'm about to make this video long, man. So again, shout out to Blake Griffin and everybody who's been following me. Again, man, to Blake, man, shout out and get healthy, man. We need you out there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we'll see, man. This is Nomis J in the building, and I'm out, man. Peace.